Dan here. And today I want to talk about self forgiveness. Now, you guys may be asking, Dan, why do you always talk about self? Isn't that like selfish? And what I found is that this is a kind of a common belief that we shouldn't focus on ourselves and that we should be selfless and focus on others. And this is true until a certain point. And what I mean by this is until you have connected with yourself enough and really dove deep into yourself, you can't help others to the degree of your full potential. So first, your cup has to overflow into the other cups, if that makes sense, and I hope it does. So with that being said, today I'd like to talk about self-forgiveness. And going off of what I just said, it's a lot of the times we find it easier to forgive others than we do to forgive ourselves. A lot of the times we're harder on ourselves than we are to others. And a lot of the time we don't even think to forgive ourselves. We'll forgive somebody else, but we don't even think to forgive ourselves. And what happens when we don't even think to forgive ourselves? Well, what happens is we carry around lots of unnecessary guilt. So our inherent being is that we are already forgiven. Whether or not we realize it, we are already forgiven. Now the question remains, have we forgiven ourselves? Because externally we're already forgiven. Maybe somebody else already forgave us, maybe they didn't. But the universe, God, whatever it is that you align with, has already forgiven you. But the question remains, have you forgiven yourself? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to call to mind something that you have not forgiven yourself for. Maybe something some guilt you've been carrying around that you feel guilty about. It may be, something very hardcore, or it may be something very, transient and light, like something like being too hard on yourself. Okay, so I want you to call to mind something that you feel guilty about. Okay? And then forgive yourself for it. Forgive yourself for it because you've grown, because you've changed, and because you've learned. Okay? And so imagine whatever you're holding on to falling off of yourself, just like a leaf falls off of a tree. Forgive yourself and let it go. Okay. So you can practice that with many different things. Just start forgiving yourself. Because you, like I said, you've learned and you've grown, and you're no longer that person that you were before. Therefore, you forgive yourself and give more space for newness and for goodness. Don't hold on to badness. Forgive yourself and create new space for goodness. That's pretty much all I want to say. Just forgive yourself, forgive others, and keep loving yourself. And if you love yourself, you can love others. Okay. I want to say thank you to all the people who have reached out for me for coaching. It's been a great little journey that we've had, and I look forward to helping more people in the future. That's just what I feel a calling to do now, and anyone who wants to reach out to me, feel free to reach out. Strictly confidential. Nobody besides you and I will ever hear talk about anything that we talk about. And yeah, I mean, you don't need any money to reach out. You don't need to pay me. This is just something that I have an obligation to do. And yeah, if I make some money along the way, then good. Other than that, everything's kosher. All right. Well, much love to y'all. And we'll talk to you soon.